The next project location selected within the City of Bridgeton is the Irving Avenue corridor. The Irving Avenue corridor ends at Laurel Street to the west and Rogers Street to the east. This corridor includes two notably popular destinations, the Bridgeton Hospital and the shopping plaza at Walnut Street. The Irving Avenue corridor has an average daily traffic of over 6,500 vehicles and has a posted speed limit of 25 miles per hour from Laurel Street to Manheim Avenue, whereafter the posted speed limit increases to 35 miles per hour. The 2015 Cumberland County Bikeway Inventory lists Irving Avenue as being conducive to a future bike network. In its existing condition, there are no on-street bicycle accommodations. However, there is often bicycle traffic seen throughout the corridor. The Irving Avenue corridor is less densely populated to the east. However, the corridor changes in character and density as you cross over Manheim Avenue into the East Lake, Northgate, and Commercial Historic Districts. Irving Avenue functionally serves as a gateway route into downtown Bridgeton from the east. Particular consideration must be given to pedestrian and bicycle traffic within the more densely populated areas of the corridor. Looking at the roadway from a crash data perspective, we can see that the crashes within the project corridor are concentrated in the most densely populated and active areas of the corridor, with hotspot clusters of 7 or more crashes occurring near every intersection within this area. According to the data-driven network screening analysis, Irving Avenue corridor was the #1 ranked road segment on the high-ranking crash severity list for Bridgeton. In addition, the intersection of Pearl Street, State Route 77, and Irving Avenue was the #1 ranked intersection on the crash severity list in Bridgeton. Within the project corridor, there were 7 recorded pedestrian or cyclist-related crashes between 2012 and 2016. Altogether, there were 180 total crashes within the project limits. Looking at the number of total crashes within the project corridor by year, we can see that the number of total crashes annually were fairly consistent, averaging about 30 to 40 per year. Taking a deeper look into the crash data, we can note characteristics or patterns. Crash data shows that a large number of crashes occurred at night. In addition, we can see that the vast majority of crashes within the corridor occurred at intersections. We can see from the crash data that 6 out of 7 pedestrian and bicyclist crashes resulted in some degree of injury. In addition to the Atlantic Street corridor, on December 11, 2019, a multidisciplinary team of local, state, and regional agencies also conducted a pedestrian and bicycle-focused road safety audit of Irving Avenue. This event helped to confirm perceived safety issues while also providing greater context. This event allowed for the multidisciplinary team to assess the corridor and provide their recommendations for solutions to found issues. This process led to the following general findings. The major contributing factors for crashes in the Irving Avenue corridor was a lack of marked crosswalks across Irving Avenue, vehicular traveling speeds, inadequate lighting and sight lines, left turns, and on-street parking. Safety improvements. Crash data from the New Jersey Department of Transportation's Safety Voyager database shows that the 3 major crash types within the Irving Avenue corridor are struck parked car, right angle, and rear end. 28% of all crashes within the corridor involve parked cars. The highest concentration of struck parked car crashes were found within this area. Why is this the case? On-street parking is allowed along Irving Avenue with the exception to a select few specific areas. Parking is also permitted within the intersection of Lakeview Avenue and Irving Avenue. However, this is not a recommended best practice. Due to the lack of roadway width and the tendency of crash occurring as reflected by crash data, residents within this area often choose to illegally park on the sidewalk so as to avoid being struck by passing motorists. The second most prevalent crash type within this corridor is right-angle crashes at 20%. There are numerous driveways, alleyways, roadways that intersect within close proximity of each other in this area of the corridor. This area is also heavily trafficked by foot and bicycle traffic. Residents and children can often be seen walking and biking in this area. The Irving Avenue roadway bends at two locations, here and here. The curvature of the roadway appears to contribute to adjacent crash clusters. It is important to provide a safe pedestrian and bicycle network and to add additional safety enhancements where appropriate. The prevalence of pedestrian and bicyclist right-angle crashes within this area denote problems with speeding and visibility. To address the aforementioned traffic safety issues within this area and to promote a more walkable downtown area, traffic calming measures have been proposed. This area makes up the southernmost portion of the Lakeview Avenue, Irving Avenue intersection. Residents often park on the sidewalk in this area so as to avoid being struck by a vehicle. Due to the lack of parking lane width and adjacent bend in the roadway, it is recommended that parking be removed from this area and replaced with curb extensions to slow the speed of motorists entering downtown Bridgeton, creating a traffic calming effect by providing a visual and physical indication that motorists should no longer be driving 35 miles per hour, but rather 25 miles per hour. These curb extensions also help to shield parked cars from vehicles approaching from the bend in the roadway. Curb extensions also increase visibility for both drivers and pedestrians, while reducing the distance needed for pedestrians to safely cross Irving Avenue. Curb extensions reduce the radius of the curb, which causes vehicles to turn more slowly. Curb extensions, also known as bump outs or neck downs, reduce the effective street width at pedestrian crossing locations by extending the sidewalk and curb line into the parking lane. Curb extensions help to improve safety by reducing pedestrian crossing distances, visually and physically narrowing the roadway, improving visibility between pedestrians and oncoming motorists, and preventing vehicles from illegally parking in or near crosswalks. Curb extensions shield on-street parking at the intersections and do not reduce parking supply. Installing a curb extension is often referred to as daylighting an intersection due to the significant improvement in visibility. In order to improve the safety of the Irving Avenue corridor, curb extensions have been proposed at the following intersections. This picture shows a faded basic lateral marked crosswalk across Irving Avenue at York Street. Currently, there are very few marked crosswalks provided within the Irving Avenue corridor. In contrast to basic crosswalk markings, which consist of two transverse lines, high visibility crosswalk markings, also known as ladder or continental markings, feature a longitudinal striping pattern. This pattern is more visible to oncoming motorists and helps to highlight the crossing location, discourage drivers from encroaching into the crosswalk, and reinforce the driver's requirement to yield to pedestrians. High visibility crosswalks have been shown to reduce pedestrian crashes by up to 40%. High visibility crosswalks have been proposed at the following intersections. Marked crosswalks will only be provided across Irving Avenue at signalized intersections and select locations where crossing enhancements have been installed in conjunction. Ideally, crosswalks should be used in conjunction with other measures, such as signage, lighting, and/or curb extensions, to improve the safety of a pedestrian crossing the roadway. Crosswalk locations should be convenient for pedestrian access and follow desire lines. This area shown in the photo is a popular crossing location for pedestrians and bicyclists within the Irving Avenue corridor. Area residents often choose this segment of the corridor to cross due to its close proximity to multiple popular restaurants, stores, and retailers. With no nearby conveniently placed marked crosswalk, pedestrian and bicyclists desire to cross here. However, the pavement does not indicate a clear crossing location for pedestrians, nor does it reinforce the driver's requirement to yield to pedestrians. Bridgeton Hospital visitors, guests, and employees are encouraged to cross Irving Avenue to go to and from the hospital parking lot by using the high visibility marked crosswalk at Magnolia Avenue. While this crosswalk is highly visible, it is often not acknowledged by approaching motorists. The posted speed limit of Irving Avenue in the immediate area changes from 35 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour. However, motorists often do not decrease their traveling speed until after they have passed the crosswalk. Raised crosswalks are ramped speed tables spanning the entire width of the roadway. This crosswalk acts as a traffic calming measure, allowing the pedestrian to cross at grade with the sidewalk while reducing vehicle speeds. Raised crosswalks can reduce pedestrian crashes by up to 45%.
There are two pedestrian beacons that communities can use to improve the visibility of pedestrians crossing a busy roadway: the pedestrian hybrid beacon and rectangular rapid flashing beacon. A pedestrian hybrid beacon, or PHB, is a traffic control device designed to help pedestrians and bicyclists safely cross multi-lane or higher speed roadways. The beacon rests in dark until activated. Once it is activated by pushing a button, the beacon displays a sequence of flashing and solid lights that indicate when pedestrians should cross and when it is safe for drivers to proceed. PHBs are best suited for uncontrolled intersections with high vehicle speeds or volumes and must be accompanied by a marked crosswalk. PHBs are also typically less expensive to implement and maintain than standard traffic signals and provide a wealth of safety benefits, such as a 69% reduction in pedestrian crashes, a 29% reduction for all crash types, and a 15% reduction for serious injury and fatal crashes. Rectangular Rapid Flashing Beacons, or RRFBs, alert motorists of crossing pedestrians at uncontrolled crossings. They remain dark until activated by pedestrians, at which point they emit a bright, rapidly flashing yellow light. RRFBs differ from PHBs in that an RRFB increases the visibility of the pedestrian and highlights the need to yield, whereas PHBs direct vehicles to stop. Studies have shown that motorist yielding can be increased from 18 to 81% compared to the standard pedestrian warning sign treatment and are less costly to install than other beacons. For more information on PHBs and RRFBs, please visit the link on your screen.
The demand for crossing enhancements on Irving Avenue has led to a mid-block marked crosswalk being proposed within this segment of Irving Avenue, here and here. Shown here is an example of what the mid-block crossing enhancement could look like once installed. In addition, a raised marked crosswalk has been proposed at Magnolia Avenue. Segments of existing sidewalk within the most historic areas of the project corridor have deteriorated over decades. While pieces of the sidewalk network have been replaced ad hoc, there still exist many segments of the sidewalk that have heaved and/or have disappeared altogether. This presents tripping hazard concerns and does not provide accessibility to Americans with disabilities. In addition to the aged sidewalk network, there's also a gap in the continuous sidewalk network between Manheim Avenue and Rogers Street. New sidewalk and improved sidewalk segments have been proposed for these specific areas. Sidewalks have shown to decrease pedestrian crashes by up to 89% when compared to roadways without them. The third most prevalent crash type within the corridor is rear-end crashes at 12%. Common factors contributing to rear-end crashes include driver inattention or distraction, tailgating, panic stops, and reduced traction due to wet weather or worn pavement. Backplates added to a traffic signal improve the visibility of the illuminated face of the signal by introducing a controlled contrast background. Signal heads that have backplates equipped with retroreflective borders are more visible and conspicuous in both daytime and nighttime conditions. Retroreflective backplates are designated as a proven safety countermeasure by the Federal Highway Administration and have shown to decrease all crash types by up to 15%. Retroreflective backplates have been proposed for the following signalized intersections with high number of rear-end collisions and other crash types.
One proven safety countermeasure, a leading pedestrian interval, or LPI, is a traffic signal timing adjustment that gives pedestrians the opportunity to enter an intersection 3 to 7 seconds before vehicles are given a green light. By giving pedestrians of all abilities a head start, LPIs improve the visibility of crossing pedestrians and allow them to better establish their presence in the crosswalk, thereby increasing the chances that motorists will yield to them. This is especially beneficial for persons with disabilities, the elderly, and less mobile pedestrians. Since LPIs only require modifying existing signal timings, they are simple to execute and of very low cost. LPIs have shown a 59% reduction in pedestrian crashes at intersections and significantly helped increase the safety of crossing pedestrians. For more information on LPIs, please visit the link on your screen.
A leading pedestrian interval has been proposed for the intersection of Irving Avenue and Manheim Avenue.